So it's almost winter. There's snow on the ground, so it's winter to me. That means winter projects. Behind me is the John Deere 60, one of them. I was raking hay with it earlier this summer, and it just quit running. It was just like you flipped the switch off. I didn't hear any strange noises at the time. I might have had headphones on, but I thought maybe it was bad gas or something. I didn't really dig into it. I just kind of left it to the side out in the field, and I'm just now getting after it. But when I was starting to work on it, I realized there's no spark. Looked at the rotor's not turning. So here's the governor. Well, what's left of the governor. That shaft is supposed to be one shaft. Let me get the brake out of the way. That shaft broke clean off. There's a ring, a lock ring, that goes right next to that where it broke. I don't know if that has something to do, like it was scored already. I don't know. But that's a clean break. I can't even tell. Like, I don't see any twisting of the metal or anything. But, man, I never would have guessed that when it quit running. Now, the housing, I kind of looked at the housing. I don't see any cracks. It looks good to me. Well, now last year, this gear I actually had to fry out. This is a new, old, used one that I put in, but this shaft in here actually got melted halfway. I've only had this tractor a couple years, and I think it sat for a long time before I got it. And I was using the Power Troll hydraulics continuously on an auger, and I smelled something hot. I wasn't really sure where it was coming from, but by the time I figured it out, this shaft was so hot it was melting the paint around it, and all of a sudden the hydraulics quit working, and I was just dead after that. The tractor ran fine, but no more hydraulics. So last winter I tore this all apart, and you can see where the heat was. I may have done that with a torch to get the old shaft out, but it actually melted the gear, and the shaft were pretty much welded together. I mean, the gear was halfway through the shaft already, and what happened was it pushed back far enough that it didn't catch the gear anymore, and it just quit running the pump. But that was last year's fiasco. This year, the governor shaft breaks in half. Like, I've never seen anything like that happen. I mean, I was just raking hay. It shut off like somebody flipped the switch. I didn't hear any noises, but going in here, I mean, it's obviously. I'm guessing when the shaft broke, the gear was misaligned and it just ate teeth. And there's 3 other spots on this. This is the cam gear. There's 3 other spots where teeth are chewed away, so I gotta pull out the cam, which is I gotta take the clutch off, which I got half of that done. There's the clutch assembly. But In order to pull the pulley wheel off, I have to remove the tire and wheel because I need like 1 more inch to slide off of the shaft there for the clearance. And I also need to I took the brake off of this side already. This whole housing has to go. I guess I was looking at the book, there's a spring keeper that pushes on the shaft, the camshaft pushes that way, and it has roller bearings, and there's always pressure going that way, so I gotta get this off to get the cam out. The book says I have to take the flywheel off, but I think I can get by without doing that. There's a cap here that goes to the cam. I don't think I have to take the flywheel off. This is the oil pump gear. That's part of the camshaft. I do have to drop that pin out. But man, I thought that I had water in the gas, or just, the points might have fried or something, but this has turned into a major project that I didn't really want to mess with. But another winter project, I guess. I don't know. I already ordered the cam gear on eBay, and I found a whole new housing with the governor and shaft. It's all ready in the housing. It's all one piece for like $100 on eBay, and the pictures on it look clean. It's oily, it's not rusty, so I'm gonna have all the parts for under about $300, I think. But I did find, when I took the clutch apart, that this plate has a big old crack in it too, which honestly it's probably been like that for a while. But also the discs, they're getting tore up, so I should probably get that on eBay too. I haven't looked it up yet, but these parts are actually readily available on eBay. There's lots of people parting these tractors out, and it's reasonable prices compared to, if you go buy a brand new tractor. Granted, I don't use this that much. I have 2 of these 60s. They're mainly just raking tractors. Put them on the tedder, and pull a wagon around once in a while, but they mostly just sit all year. But they are handy if you have fields that are 10 miles away and you just need to rake it. I actually have a hitch on the front. It's probably not legal, but I tow these down the road behind my truck. I can go 35 miles an hour, and it's not a problem. Granted, I don't know if it's legal, but I'm taking back roads. And I can just leave the tractor in the field. I don't really worry about it. Who's gonna steal this thing? Honestly, nobody. But I don't know, they're just cheap workhorses sometimes. And I like the old tractors, but I gotta switch this tire out too. I did patch. It does have a tube in it, but I patched this tire. I wired that thing together. You wouldn't believe. That's held together. It held together the whole season. I don't see any rips or anything, but I don't know. It still has tread on it. But alright, I'll try to update once I get parts, or if I get this thing the rest of the way tore apart. But thanks for watching.